All right, here's today's training. So the main focus was to work on making sure I push off both hips and legs equally, which we have found that is a big issue for most people. A way to test it is just kind of push against weight like a deadlift. Don't even move the weight up yet and see if you favor one hip or the other. So what we found is we push a lot through one leg, but then the other leg's kind of just hanging out. It's almost like we're putting all the pressure in one foot like we're skateboarding. So that's a real issue. So that's today's main intent or focus, and getting some more time under tension. We always start with the primer. So this right here, I'm trying to anchor down into my glutes, drive through my BMO, lats, the whole deal. And then working in with Andrea. So the easiest way to do that is to put people on the sled versus taking plates on and off, back and forth. So I would do one sled pull about 15 meters to activate everything. And right now, just to show the imbalance, right, there's a hip shift every time I come up from a squat, a deadlift, a clean. So I'm really focusing, anchoring down through that left glute and hamstring. So right now I'm finding tension. So I'm doing a lot of tension work and then making sure I drive evenly through both legs and hips. And then holding at the top for 10 seconds. So I do one sled for 15 meters and then one of these with a hold. The weight is 160 per hand, so 320. And then after, I think I did 4 or 5 rounds of that. And then now we always finish with fixing what was not working. So I just took the 25s off, and now each handle is 110. And now I'm jump starting, trying to figure out how to get my glutes and hamstrings to turn on, especially on the weaker side. And then, so think of this as a drop set. So every time we do the quote unquote heavy lifting or the workout of the day, and then after the fact, we'll do a lot of drills at a lighter weight, empty bar, to end it on a good note. So you'll see I'm finding tension in both hamstring glutes. By now it's easier because I spent the whole session on it. And then now I'm trying to find that equal push. When it comes off the ground, I do a couple to make sure I feel constant tension. Both hamstring glutes, there's no shifting, my lats are on fire. And then once I have it on, then I give it reps. So ingrain that good movement pattern without shifting. So I think I just did about 10 there. So sometimes the weights are our biggest enemy. We always want to lift heavy, so then you drop set even more, and then now I get good reps in. So instead of stretching or rolling out like I used to doing mobility workouts, this is what we do to close out the session, our finish strong concept. We're realigning our mechanics by flexing the right muscles. So I'm focusing on a squat pattern for this side. The hamstrings is the real issue here, so you'll see is a lot more intention trying to sit. I'm using my offhand for tactile cue, which means I could touch my hamstring to tell if it's on or not, give it feedback. I'm holding on to the post, just take even more body weight off. And then I switch to hinging, so working the hinge pattern, which is trying to really anchor down into the quad first and then fire the hamstring and glute. So again, the weight usually it makes it harder for us to keep the right muscles on because they're not used to working. So whatever you got to do to take some weight off, hold on to a post, hold on to a wall. So I'll start with these little pulses because I'm teaching my body how to flex through that range of motion. And then once I have the glute on this side, then I'm really working the glute because the hamstring, the quad feels good. So just giving it a lot of good reps to reset the body. The hamstring works well on this side, so you'll see I actually hinge a little bit more naturally, but I'm still focusing on that glute every single rep. So that's pretty much it for kind of odd object day. If you guys have any questions, let me know.